Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Venomous Talk 78. Now, this video right here, I wanted to make it yesterday, but I had to put it off. But today, I'm going to make it. And, I just got back from church, and Sunday service was really good. It was really good. But the one thing that really stuck with me when my pastor had said, "So as a man thinks, so as he is." So as a man thinks, so is he. And that got me to thinking. It really did, because it stuck with me. And you know how out here in the world, you got a lot of killings, a lot of shootings, and everything that's going on out here in the world. It's real out here in the world. But you also know how you got individuals who like to talk about your daughter or your mom, but then some individuals out here in the world really think they're tough, and they really like to believe that they have your number, but they really don't. Some people don't know what you're capable of doing, like to others. And I'm not going to talk about my dark past because it is very dark and very graphic, and I'm not going to talk about it. Because, my YouTube video might actually get flagged if I actually talked about it. So I'm going to leave it out. But like I said, you got some individuals out here in the world who love to think they're so tough. They love to talk about somebody's mom on the internet, but they also love to talk about somebody's daughter on the internet. And it really got me thinking in church today when my pastor had said, "So as a man thinks, so is he." That really stuck with me. So, to be honest, I may have said a lot of things in the past that stays in the past. But I'm a father first, and I will protect my daughter. But, when people talk about your daughter on YouTube, and they talk about your mom on YouTube, some people don't realize that family is sacred. And they like to think that makes them a man to really talk about your family in a vulgar way by telling you in a YouTube video, take care of your daughter. But at the same time, and at the same token, so as a man thinks, so is he. So we will all be judged when we go before God. We will all be judged. I will be judged for my sins, just like everybody else would be judged for their sins. My sins may not be that great, but there are some people's sins who are much greater than mine. Because God looks at everything. He looks at from the time when you were a child. He knows everything that you have done. Everything. He knows that when you disobeyed your parents. He knows when you cheated on your girlfriends. He just knows everything. He sees everything even before you do it. So, like, say for instance, it was a video that I looked at on YouTube. And it was a Christian video. And it was about this young girl who said that she went to hell and she saw all these demons. And she also saw Satan himself. But she said that God actually showed her this. God showed her this because she was going down a very dark path. She was going down a very dark path, but right after when God showed her that, months later, she made a video and she completely did a 180. She had changed her entire life months later. And this was like 6 months later. She changed her life around. And she had a quote in her video. And it said, "It's easy to go down a dark path, to have jealousy, envy, and hatred in your heart." But she also said that she had some friends who love to talk about other people's families on YouTube. And she had told him, "What you doing, you need to stop. Because God is going to show you what it truly feels like to walk on the dark side when you wake up in hell." See, when you have a dream about hell, it turns your whole life around. It really does. It turns your whole life around. I even had a dream about hell years ago. I woke up the next day and I said to myself, I don't ever want to have that type of dream ever again in my life. Because God will show you the best view is from hell itself. Because those who don't believe in God, they say that the best view to believe in God is from hell. So trust me. When you think that when you talk about other people's families on social media, you think it makes you a man? It doesn't. It makes you a coward. It makes you a 100% coward. Because when you don't know anything about somebody else's mother, you don't know the pain or the sorrows or anything that they have went through. No one knows the pain and sorrow what my mother has went through with me. I may not be the best son, but at the same time and at the same token, I'm just not going to let people talk to me or do me in kind of way. Because, it's something that one of my friends had told me a long time ago. And he said, "Terrence, it's a lot of people out here in the world who will tell you they don't like it when you talk back. But just because they tell you they don't like it when you talk back, they think that it gives them the obligation to talk down on you and to tear you down and to undermine you just to make they self feel more superior when it doesn't. It doesn't make a person feel superior. It makes them feel like a coward. That's what my friend told me a long time ago. And it's in the back of my mind, still in the back of my mind. Because he drilled it into my head over 1,000 times. And, like over 1,000 times when I was growing up with him. And it stuck with me. Just like today's teachings stuck with me. So as a man thinks, so is he. So, the best thing that I will say, if you're gonna talk about somebody, at least be man enough to talk about that person face to face. Because the way that I look at it, if you're gonna post something about somebody's mom or somebody's daughter on YouTube, because it's a lot of crazy individuals out here in the world. They're very crazy and very bold. They don't care who you are. It's a lot of real stuff going on out here in the world, venomous ones. There's a lot of stuff going on. But just like my pastor taught in Sunday service today, so as a man thinks, so is he. God does have a reckoning for a lot of souls. And that's what this video is titled, God's Reckoning. This is Venomous Talk 78 signing off. Peace.